Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel DO Agri Corner. Today I am going to discuss with you how we should prepare for the agronomy section. This is the topic based session, so I will tell you what you should read for the agronomy section so that we can expect some question in exam and we can able to answer those type of questions. So if you have not subscribed my channel, please do subscribe, like, and don't forget to share my channel. Okay guys, so let's see what we should read in the agronomy section. Agronomy section, it is as it is name itself, it is showing that it is related to the crop, okay, and the cropping scenario of the country. Okay, so for agronomy section, it is comprised of different parameters. The first parameter is crop. So what type of crops we should read and what type of possible questions we can expect in the exam related to crop. Okay, so first here the crop is here, that parameter divided such like first is that cereal crops, next is millet crops, edible crops, then oilseed crops, okay, next fiber crops, next sugar crops. Okay, so first is for the cereal crops. Cereal crops, you should not read all the cereal crops because it is a waste of time. What we should read? We should read those crops which are very important in our country and it is cultivated maximum in the country, okay, and in different region. Those crop only we should take. Those are rice, wheat, maize. Okay, sir, next rice, wheat, maize, we can read these three crop in a proper way, in a detailed way. That is very important. Okay, next is if you come to millet crops, you have to read all the millet crops because sometimes they can go ask question from the millet crop which we don't know and we cannot able to answer. So millet crops can be they can ask any question out of that millet crops, so you should read the millet crops properly. Next is fiber crops. Fiber crops is very important in because it constitute for the fiber industry, as you all know that. So fiber crop you should not skip. Please at least you read two crop, that is jute and cotton. That is very important. What are the techniques? What are the jute and cotton? You need to read from the depth. Okay. Next is edible crop, is that is also very important, and from that I will suggest you that you should read sunflower and safflower, rapeseed and mustard. So these four crops are very important from exam point of view, and out of that you should not read any other things because it is going to be a waste of your time and a question not asked from all those things point. Next is sugar crop. There you need to read sugarcane. So sugarcane is very important. So I hope you noted down all the crops what I told you. So now the thing is that what we should read from this crop, what type of questions generally asked in the IBPS AFO exam. So the thing is that they will generally ask questions related to, first is the crop, that is related to ranking of the crops, that is related to area and production wise. Okay, so here what is the ranking of the crops in different area and different states. Okay, so that is very important from your point. That is statistical, that you can get from agriculture statistics report. Okay, so at least you go through once, you should go through the agriculture statistics report. There you will get an idea what to read from the crop. Okay, what is the ranking, next what is the production, what is the productivity, what is the area, net zone, gross zone. These things from this crop is very important. So you should go through that, you should make a table and you should read that before your exam. Next is the thing is that what we should read from the crop. I am saying those things. So from crop you should read something that is very important, agronomical practices. That is, it requires temperature requirement. Just note it down, temperature requirement, seed rate of the crop. Next, what is the soil type, what is the spacing, because spacing is also very important. Next we'll come to the what is that temperature requirement, spacing. Next is water requirement. Okay, next is for the variety, you should not read for all variety because it is going to be a waste of your time. Those who have already prepared and made some note, they can revise those things thoroughly. For newcomers, I will tell you variety you should read only certain varieties, that is mutant variety is very important, and those varieties which are in recent news, that is very important. So those two varieties also you can read because there are number of varieties are available, and if you go through all varieties it is a waste of time now. So these things, I hope this thing is up to these things it is clear. Next is, when we are reading about the oilseed crops, we need to focus mostly on the oil content of the oilseed. Okay, that is which oilseed contains but what is the vitamins, minerals, what is that, and what is the oil content. Okay, that is very important from exam point of view. So oil seed, you need to remember oil content. Next is for the field crop, that is test weight is also very important, that is available in the Nimrasunda. So test weight you should remember. Next, in varieties, as I told you, you should not remember all varieties, just important variety from important crop is enough. And if you are getting time, you should read the mutant variety. Okay, that mutant variety plays an important role. So from variety also it is covered. So next is that the crop which I have discussed with you, that MSP is also very important, because MSP you should read from the what, this year, current year and previous year. Okay, so and you have to tally. Okay, tally what is the previous year MSP and this year MSP, whether it is increased or decreased, whatever it may be, everything you need to remember properly, and you should go through that MSP also, very important. Okay guys, so MSP is completed now, that agronomy practices is completed, and what crops you should read now. So this is also important. Next is GDP contribution, because everything we are taking into consideration for the GDP contribution, okay, for the national income. So the thing is that what is the GDP contribution, which cereal crop is giving maximum GDP, which field crops is giving maximum GDP. These things actually you should remember once, because this is going to be a out of the box question, then you can mark some answers. Okay, that is GDP contribution is very important. Next we'll come to cropping pattern and cropping system. This is conceptual questions can be asked from the cropping pattern and cropping system. That is different type of cropping pattern and cropping systems are followed. That is available in the Nimrasunda, that is or RK Sarma. That is enough. Don't go beyond that and don't read beyond that. For example, parallel cropping, synergistic cropping, companion cropping, these are conceptual based questions only. They will ask you, or they will ask some example and which type of cropping pattern or system it is best suitable. Okay, if you don't know this concept, then you cannot mark the answer. So this is also important. So you should not skip cropping pattern and cropping system. Next we will come to the tillage part. Okay, tillage is very important, and what we should read from the tillage. So first, for the tillage part, you should read for the types of tillage. Here two three things we need to remember, just note it down, you should not go out of that. Okay, types of tillage, implement used in tillage, company related to implements, working aspects of the tillage implement. These things will be always covered already. You are reading in the agriculture engineering section. So these two things should not be read from two different sources. It should be compiled in one place. That is, I told you, again I am saying you, repeating, types of tillage, that is very important. Types of tillage, what is the depth, what type of implements are used, and what type of this tillage are used in the which crop. That is very important. We have to combine everything related to crop. Okay, you should not read alone. Okay, at least you should able to keep one comparison between the what you are reading, what is the tillage practices, and what is the crop, what is the depth area, which crop will be best suitable for the which tillage. From that point of view you have to read. Next is implement used in the tillage. Okay, different type of implements are available. So what are the important specification of that implement, and at least you should go once when you are leisure time, you are getting some free time, just to go through the what are the companies related to some implements. Okay, some power tiller, what are the companies are available, like that. Sometimes they normally they won't ask, but sometimes they can also ask this type of questions, and we already seen this type of questions in IBPS AFO. That's why I am stressing you. Next is irrigation method. This is also very important. In irrigation method, you should read certain things, that is also very important. Note it down. That is efficiency of different irrigations method. Okay, next type of irrigation method, that is it is basin type, or it is ridge and furrow type. So this type of things are very important. Sprinkler irrigation, drip irrigation, so everything is covered under that. You should read the efficiency along with what are the type of irrigation and what type of crops and their type of irrigation. Okay, so crop and irrigation, that is also very important. Which type of irrigation method we should follow for the which crop. Okay guys, I think you are getting, you can able to understand. For rice we can use flooding method, for potato we can use ridge and furrow method. So these are very important from irrigation point. These are the possible questions you have to look after. Next here we covered the irrigation part. Next is, we'll go till now what I told you. This is the brief of agronomy what you should focus now. Apart from that, some recent trend type of questions also they used to ask, because this question is a general question. Here agronomy students, agriculture students, animal husbandry student, horticulture background student, fishery student, everyone appearing. So they won't ask full depth. Okay, so next is for conceptual questions, that is technology flow in crop production. Well, in that what we should see, in that you need to stress upon protected cultivation, precision farming, okay, contract farming, sustainable agriculture. This thing you should read in some depth, so that you will have an conceptual idea as well as related to state. Okay, related to state and crop, this is very important. You should relate everything, that is state wise, what is the which state is ahead in protected cultivation, which state is ahead in precision farming, which state is following high-tech agriculture. Okay, what is the reason behind it, what is the crop it is usually used. Okay, those type of things are very important, you should keep in mind, and accordingly you should make a note and data, so that you can, any type of question is asked, you can at least you can able to mark those type of questions. Next we'll come to the point of schemes. Okay, agronomy, in agronomy also everywhere schemes is also very important, so I will tell you what type of important schemes at least you can read. Okay, that's PMAPY scheme. PMAPY scheme is always a very evergreen scheme, and it is very important from the farmer point of view, and government is always stress upon that scheme. And what are the now recent changes or amendments also that you need to remember, and that which state is not included under PMAPY schemes, that also very important. What is the amount allocation, what is the specification of the scheme, what is the tenure of the scheme. Next is whether it is mandatory or not. PMAPY it is not compulsory scheme now. In the present scenario, it is not a compulsory scheme, so we are using in banking PMAPY in or PMAPY out. Okay, the farmer, it depend upon the farmers to choose any type of things, whether they want or not, it depend upon the farmers. Okay, so PMAPY scheme is very important. Then PM Pradhan Mantri Kisi Sinchai Yojana, PMKSY. Okay, in schemes they can ask from the what is the K stand for, S stand for. Please go through my scheme videos are available, please go through that once, you will have an idea. Next is agri business and agri incubator schemes, that is very important, that is also in NABARD scheme, and their subsidies available, those subsidies available and NABARD scheme. Please go to the NABARD side, you will get some number of schemes, please go through once. There is what you should read, eligibility criteria, what is the budget allocations. Okay, what is the age criteria. Okay, next thing is that what is the aim and objective of the schemes, these are very important from the scheme parameters, you need to remember. Okay, AC, that scheme is over. Next is soil health card is also very important, questions usually asked from the soil health card also. Next is subsidy link scheme, as I told you, of the NABARD. Next we'll come to the herbicide and weedicides. I did not discuss these things in depth because these are not important, very important, but some conceptual clarity is required on that. You in that two section you should read. You should not read the herbicide weedicides name and company. Okay, because this type of questions are usually not asked in the exams, that can be asked in JRF exam for in a SRF exam, but not in IBPS AFO. Okay, if they are asking also, that is you should not bother about that, because there are a lot of insecticides, herbicides, pesticides schemes the names are available. So if you are going reading all those things, you will skip all those important things, and that is for one thing, you should not skip all other things, my point. Here you should read what is the conceptual, that is what is difference between herbicide and weedicides, what is pre-sowing, post-sowing, all those things, herbicides and pesticides, and weedicides, this is important, this you should not skip. Okay, at least you should remember those things. And what are the weeds or herbs that is related to which crop, at least if you are getting time, just go through that once, but don't go in depth regarding these things. So in this way I try to cover some agronomy section in a nutshell, and I hope you are preparing well and you have your own approach, but with that you should keep in view of these things, and you should not skip some important things what I told you, and these are very important from exam point of view. So in this way I have discussed with you agronomy section. Next video we will discuss some other section, so stay tuned. Please do subscribe and have a great day. Thank you.